Welcome to Anchorage, a truly wild city. Like most urban jungles, this city is plagued by thieves and petty crime. But here in Anchorage, the culprits aren't human, they're wild animals. This unique Arctic city is home to over 2,000 moose and hundreds of black bears. And it's these black bears that are patrolling the city. Expert survivors in the desolate Arctic wilderness. As winter passes, the bears come out of hibernation, and it's time to hit the city. It's time to start eating. But with people and black bears coming into contact more and more, are the bears risking their lives in their hunt for food? Alaska is known as the frozen wilderness. But when spring arrives, the whole state comes to life. Moose calves are born, and the black bears venture out of hibernation. With the temperatures rising and 19 hours of daylight, there is plenty of time for the people and wildlife to get out and enjoy the Alaskan wilderness. After a long winter, most of Alaska's wildlife are on a mission to find food. And none more so than the masters of the forest, the black bears. Black bears are the most abundant and widely distributed of the 3 species of North American bears. An estimated 100,000 inhabit Alaska. Weighing up to 150 kilograms, they are a ball of power and muscle. They can rip open trees looking for bugs and honey, and can sometimes even take down a deer. Their short, non-retractable claws are the perfect climbing tool. And they use these expert skills to escape predators by retreating to the canopy. During the harsh winter months, the black bears will go into hibernation. But when spring has sprung, they are up. With just a short window before winter returns, the bears have a very important mission: finding food, not only to feed themselves, but also their new cubs. With their incredible sense of smell, they can easily sniff out a meal. And this time of year is all about teaching their young the best place to find a tasty snack. But with the city of Anchorage encroaching further and further into bear habitat, these bears have found another source of food that is much easier to catch than a slippery salmon. It's trash, and it is everywhere. The city's bins and dumpsters have become the perfect bear restaurant. In Anchorage, the arrival of spring is marked by the return of the black bears. And for some residents, this brings huge excitement. Melissa Jones loves nothing more than watching the wildlife. But when she moved to Anchorage, she didn't realize quite how close her wild neighbors would be.
So my favorite bear story is when we went camping, and it was our first year living here, and we left a window open. So I came home from camping and saw two little cubs playing in a tree right by the windows. And we let the dog go in the house and make sure there was no other visitors there.
Melissa had in fact been visited by a very hungry mother bear.
The mother had taken everything out of the cupboards, and, you know, surprisingly, she just took all the food out and stuff, which is manageable, but she didn't do any damage to anything.
But this bear now knew what delicious treats were hiding in Melissa's home.
She came back every few hours after that, trying to figure out how can she get back into this place with all this food. And when I was cooking breakfast that next morning, I was sitting there at the kitchen sink, and she just popped up in front of the window that she had come in earlier, and took her head and just kept sniffing around it, trying to figure out, how do I get back in this place? It was really cute. That was priceless.
Black bears may look cute, but a hungry bear, after hibernation, is capable of attacking more than just the kitchen cupboards.
It doesn't scare me. I mean, I think, the kids will ask, hey, can we go outside? And I'll be like, yeah, just make sure you put the dog on the chain so he's outside with you. And I find peace in the animals, and I don't probably have a healthy enough respect for it, maybe, or fear, but no, I'm not very afraid of them.
Melissa knows she lives in bear country, and it has been their home for thousands of years. She is just a visitor.
I've always been a huge animal lover, and I presume that comes from growing up in a place where, my house is in their house. And so, just having them in the yard and, coming and going, and they don't cause any real harm. They just sniff around for a while, and I don't know, I think it just comes from being an animal lover.
And ever since that first visit, Melissa has spent years watching the bears grow up, right in her backyard.
I think of them as my little cubs, because I watched them grow up, I watched them last year, when they were tiny, and then seeing them again, for the first time in the spring is it's really precious, so I think of them as mine.
Living at the edge of Anchorage, where the wilderness meets the city, these residents are amongst the first to encounter the bears each spring. But few look forward to it more than Deborah Dompierre.
Living here, I feel really fortunate. We have a sow and 3 cubs that have been coming to our house here for 2 seasons. And the cubs are really cute and playful, and they roll around a lot on the grass and on a trampoline and play with the swings. It dominates me when they're outside, because I'll just be standing at the window and watching them and not getting any work done. I do enjoy it, I do.
Nevertheless, Deborah knows that with a potential 120-kilogram bear roaming around the garden, she can't be complacent.
There's always an element of caution about it. They've destroyed some of our things, and I was charged by one once, and that was scary. They've killed some of our livestock, but it's part of the pristine nature of where we are. It's really enchanting.
But she wants to know just how many bears are using her garden as a playground. Too many, and she will need to call in help from the experts at Alaska's Department of Fish and Game to assess the safety of her situation. To find out, Deborah is setting up 2 motion-sensitive camera traps. If any animals move in front of them, they will automatically start recording. She will be leaving them on for a few days, watching over her property. With the snow melted, it's not just the bears taking advantage of the new long days. The people are too. But with this comes the constant possibility of a wild encounter, as the wildlife are never far away. And this year, when Anchorage had their annual triathlon, it seemed the bears wanted to join in the fun.
We have bear spray. Don't worry, it's another day in Alaska, am I right?
But then one of the curious cubs decides to get a little too close for comfort.
Oh. All right, hey, no bear. We got bear spray, so don't worry.
The mother bear soon takes control of her cubs, and they return to what they do best, eating. The residents of Anchorage accept that their city still belongs to the animals, making it especially important to be responsible neighbors, as there's one thing that will attract wildlife to your street more effectively than anything else. It's trash. In most cities, leaving out your garbage might attract the odd rat or fox, but here you could end up face to face with a black bear. Such an easy meal is a tempting proposition to a hungry bear, and with an abundance of trash in the city, this can quickly form some very bad habits. In Anchorage, these bears are known as the garbage bears. They will often run into trouble, and their trash addiction means they will do anything to get this tasty snack. Anchorage is surrounded by bear habitat, and throughout the city, there is plenty of green space for them to live, drawing them ever closer to people's homes. Last year, in the suburb of Government Hill, the problem became so bad, drastic measures had to be taken.
So we've been visited by wildlife. In particular, we named a bear that came into Government Hill, Jay Bear. So that was all fine and good until the next year. And the next year, she came back, and she came back with a litter of 3 cubs.
But this bear had a history. It wasn't the first time her garbage-eating habit had landed her in trouble.
2 years prior to her coming into Government Hill, she had actually been relocated, and she had come back. So she was already trained to eat trash. So what happened was she continued eating her trash and teaching her cubs how to eat trash. And then it just went down as a domino effect.
Mother bears are incredibly protective of their young, and so the situation with this bear starts to take a turn for the worse.
She got very threatened, and she started showing some aggressiveness, of course, to protect her cubs. This bear was a danger to the Government Hill residents. So the community in Government Hill, we recognized that we had a problem.
This bear had already been relocated. What other options did they have left? The residents didn't want to lose their bear. They realized there was another way. They had to change.
What we started doing was we started making a request to get a bear-proof dumpster. We got it. We went from door to door and educated each resident regarding trash management and bears and wildlife. And so we really worked hard to really push that out, and we did it.
And as a result of the success in Government Hill, the city of Anchorage is helping the bears to kick their trash-eating habit by introducing a citywide bear-proof bin initiative.
We got the education out to our community. We got solid waste services. They've committed to a pilot program, which is exciting. So they are going to be rolling out 100 cans to the community in the hot zones. So we're going to be able to put those cans in all of the residents up here in Government Hill.
But this raises the question, how do you know if a bin is truly bear-proof? Alaska Zoo is a charity dedicated to helping all of Alaska's wildlife. Based in the center of the city, they see the issues bears come up against regularly. Today, Keeper Tim will be putting the latest in bear-proof technology to the test. Whilst black bears are the main problem in the city, he will be testing the trash cans against their almost 5 times bigger, bolder cousin, the brown bear. Brown bears are known for brute strength, so if the bins can stand up to their punishment, that is a sure sign of being bear-proof.
They're getting exercise here, they're getting stimulation, they're getting a little bit of treats, a little bit of peanut butter or kibble falls out of the coolers and the containers. It's not something they get every day. So it's great for the enrichment that we do here in the zoo. This is something that we also like the public to see. So we have an Alaska Waste bear-proof container, which is the green one down here. They're usually able to get into that particular model because they're heavy enough that they can press on it enough to pop the top open. This year we also have a new bear-proof container, which is the white one that they've really been going after this year. Despite their valiant efforts, that is definitely holding up. Then we also have the non-bear-proof container, which is essentially just a Rubbermaid trash can, and they always get into that. It's great for the humans to see what happens when you put out a non-bear-proof container.
But this isn't just all for fun. There is a very serious reason behind the importance of testing and constantly improving bear-proof technology.
It's particularly dangerous not just to the animals because they could ingest something, that they're not supposed to ingest in the wild if they're eating, out of the trash can, but it's also dangerous to the animals potentially because that habituates the bears. And once, a bear has learned or associated trash as a food item, then that puts them in close proximity with humans. And that usually winds up bad for the bear in question. And frequently a bear that is habituated to humans winds up having to be put down. So yeah, this is just one of the many ways that you can respect the wildlife is by using bear-proof containers.
As the population of Anchorage increases, so the city is ever expanding. And more bear habitat is destroyed. As a result, encounters between humans and bears are on the rise.
Don't be scared. They're having their time of their life.
No one knows this better than the city's construction workers, currently on the city limits, carrying out the Anchorage expansion plan.
Well, as a construction worker in Anchorage, you see wildlife. I think the loud noise scares them away more so than seeing a lot of them, but when it's quiet or late at night, their pattern is to come through.
But not all animals are afraid of the heavy machinery, as Donna found out just a few days ago.
Well, we were working on the bike path, and one of these black bears was in the woods. You always keep your eye peeled for them, making sure you don't encounter them because there's, right there they show up. And then he got up and started walking towards us, and I'm like, okay, it's time to get in the iron. You just don't know what they're gonna do. You don't know if they're gonna come towards you, and you wanna be in a piece of iron or something far away.
Luckily for Donna, this bear didn't hang around long.
And so then he traveled on down the woods once more iron showed up, louder noise.
But even though Donna likes the protection of her iron, the enjoyment of seeing the bears is the highlight of her day.
They're pretty fascinating. You don't wait for them, but they seem to appear. And when they appear, yeah, it's always exciting, yeah. They're kind of fun times when you're looking at dirt all day long, 10, 12 hours a day. That's the high of the day, yeah, to talk about the animals you've seen, yeah.
Back at Deborah's house, the camera traps have been running for the past 7 days. She hopes because she is so vigilant in using her bear-proof bins that the bears are only visiting occasionally and are not getting too bold. First, she checks the camera that was placed at the bottom of her drive.
Okay. There's that little guy, little cub. Oh, that's a big black thing right across the camera. Yeah, this is fun. Oh, that's not a little one. Whoa, that's the mom. She's big. She's up to the hood of the car. I didn't know all that was going on down there. This is really surprising. I've been busy and up in the house, but I heard no sign. I have no dog to alert me. I had no idea that they were down there so much and apparently becoming more and more comfortable.
Deborah is amazed by how much bear activity there is at the bottom of her property. It may be fun to know that the bears are down there, but what about the camera right by her house?
Oh, hello. That is a fat little cub. Well, I had no idea. They're just quite at home here. Whoa. Oh my gosh. So when was this bear here? Oh, mother and one cub. Oh my goodness. Oh, there's the other cub was on the trampoline. They like the trampoline.
As Deborah looks through more of the footage, it soon becomes clear that a total of 6 bears have visited her garden every day for the past 7 days, and they are most active around midday. Deborah's property has become a bear playground.
I get a lot of wildlife sightings, but I had no idea there was that many still roaming about so quietly. I am really surprised. It's fun, it's nice. I just have to keep my eyes open, be more cautious.
These cameras have helped Deborah to gain an insight into the secret lives of the bears in her garden, showing that even when you don't see them, the bears are still there. Deborah will need to be more cautious when leaving her house, particularly around midday. As for her, like all the residents of Anchorage, the most important thing is being able to continue to share their homes and city safely with their wild neighbors. With around 250 black bears living in the city of Anchorage, there is no doubt this is their home. With their brains, brawn, and cunning, these bears have mastered life in this urban jungle. But city life has its risks, as people and bear encounters are on the rise. But the city of Anchorage has found a solution. With every development of the animal-proof containers, more bears are being protected. And even as the city expands, hopefully, the residents of Anchorage who love the bears so much will continue to share their homes with them in this truly wild metropolis.